Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. We talk a lot about all these fancy, complicated language things, but sometimes it's good to go back to the basics,
Uh,
right?
Right. Like, we use them all the time, but rarely stop to really think about them.
Yeah, exactly. So today it's all about grammatical tenses. And to get into it, we've got, well, a pretty simple scenario laid out in the source material. Just a normal, everyday kind of thing that a lot of people can probably relate to. And we're going to see how it changes, how it feels different when it's told in the past tense, the present tense, and the future tense.
Exactly. So our mission, if you will, is to really dissect this paragraph and see how just shifting that verb tense, something so small grammatically, can change the whole feel of what's being said.
Right. So let's just jump in. First up, we've got the past tense version, and the paragraph reads, Last weekend, I visited my grandparents in the countryside. The weather was sunny and warm, so we spent most of the day outside. We walked through the fields, picked fresh vegetables from the garden, and enjoyed a picnic under a big tree. My grandmother cooked a delicious meal, and we all sat together at the table, laughing and sharing stories. It was a peaceful and happy day, and I felt really relaxed.
Okay, so reading this, it's like we're right there with the person, remembering this past event. And all those verbs visited was spent, walked, picked, enjoyed, cooked, sat. They're all pointing us backward in time.
Like, this is something that already happened, it's done.
Right, a completed action, a memory. There's a sense of closure. It's not open-ended. It's a story wrapped up in a neat little package.
Yeah, you get that feeling of like nostalgia almost.
Absolutely. And what our source material points out, and what we should probably mention here, is that even within the past tense, there are different,
Oh,
flavors.
right, right. It's not just one big blob of pastness.
Yeah, exactly. You've got your simple past, like I walked to the store, straightforward, done deal. But then you have the past continuous, I was walking when it started to rain.
Which gives you that sense that it was ongoing, right? Like you were in the middle of it.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It emphasizes the duration. And then there's the past perfect. Something like he had finished the project before the deadline. So we know something was completed before another event in the past.
Right, right. It adds that extra layer of like what happened when.
Exactly. And we can't forget about the past perfect continuous, which is a mouthful, I know. But think of it like she had been working there for 5 years before she quit. So again, duration, but leading up to another event in the past.
Okay, so lots of subtle ways to play around with the past, but in our little grandparent visit story, it seems like it's mainly using that simple past, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. It just lays out the events in a very straightforward, chronological way. Just boom, 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 this happened and this happened and that.
Makes sense. Okay, so that's the past. Now let's see what happens when we shift gears into the present tense. Buckle up. Here's the same paragraph, but now it says, This weekend, I visit my grandparents in the countryside. The weather is sunny and warm, so we spend most of the day outside. We walk through the fields, pick fresh vegetables from the garden, and enjoy a picnic under a big tree. My grandmother cooks a delicious meal, and we all sit together at the table, laughing and sharing stories. It is a peaceful and happy day, and I feel really relaxed.
Okay, so even though it says this weekend, the present tense makes it feel like it's happening right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, you kind of get pulled into the experience, like you're right there with them, smelling the fresh air and the food.
Totally. And the verbs are doing all the work here. Visit, is, spend, walk, pick, enjoy. They're all in the present, painting this picture of something happening in this very moment.
And to me, it's like it almost becomes less about this one specific weekend and more about a habitual thing?
Oh, that's a really interesting point. I see what you mean. Like, it could be any weekend. This is just how it always goes. It kind of loses that specific event feeling and becomes more of a, like, timeless ritual.
Right. It's not just a memory, it's a feeling, a recurring joy. It's really cool how that works, how just changing the verbs can do that.
And, thinking about why a writer might choose to do that, to use the present tense, even when describing something that might logically be in the past, it can make the story feel more immediate, more vivid. You kind of pull the reader right out, creating that immersive experience.
Okay, so past is a memory, present is happening now, or maybe it's a recurring thing. Now let's blast off into the future. This is where it gets really interesting, I think. Here's the paragraph in the future tense. Next weekend, I will visit my grandparents in the countryside. The weather will be sunny and warm, so we will spend most of the day outside. We will walk through the fields, pick fresh vegetables from the garden, and enjoy a picnic under a big tree. My grandmother will cook a delicious meal, and we will all sit together at the table, laughing and sharing stories. It will be a peaceful and happy day, and I will feel really relaxed.
Will. It's all about anticipation now.
Like we're looking ahead, getting excited for what's to come.
Exactly. And that little word, will, it completely changes the game. Will visit, will be, will spend. All these verbs are pointing towards something that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, and there's almost a sense of like hopefulness or even a bit of uncertainty, right? Because who knows what could happen between now and next weekend.
Totally. The future is always a bit of a mystery, isn't it?
For sure. So with the past tense, it was a nice memory, a feeling of closure. With the present, it was happening now, or maybe a recurring event, a sense of immediacy. And with the future, it's full of potential, but also a bit unknown.
That's a really good summary. And it's kind of amazing that a tiny little change to the verbs can create these huge shifts in how we experience the same basic scenario.
It really shows how important tenses are, not just for grammar nerds, but for anyone who wants to communicate clearly. I mean, if you think about it, being able to accurately talk about the past, the present, and the future is kind of essential for navigating, well, pretty much everything in life.
No kidding. Imagine trying to tell a story or give directions or make plans without having a way to specify when things happened or will happen. It'd be chaos.
Total chaos. Okay, so we've explored this paragraph in English in all its tensed up glory.